Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. We're in my kitchen. We're in a new space. Usually, I don't think I've ever filmed in this space in an actual dedicated video. But we're doing a little something different today. Number one, we're washing makeup brushes. It's a ton of them over here. And we're talking about my health journey. A couple of you have been inquiring about it since I've been posting my workout videos, and I figured maybe I should share it. Give you guys a little insight on what I'm working on, my personal goals for myself, and maybe we can make this a thing. I'll definitely judge that by the engagement that I get on this video, what you guys are looking to hear for me. So yeah, this is gonna be technically a one-sided conversation because you're not actually here with me, but I definitely want this to be a conversation because I'm quite passionate about it myself, and I'm entering in some new spaces personally, and I'd love to share that with you guys, and maybe we can help each other out, be accountability partners for each other. But before we get into all of that, I just want to say thank you so much for taking time and spending it with me today. I truly do appreciate it. If you are new, I would love for you to click that subscribe button, help your girl get to 20,000 by the end of April. We don't have a lot of time, but we do still have time, so we can make a dream happen. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for deciding to come back and support my channel. I really do appreciate all of you all's constant support. However you decide to show up for me, I truly do appreciate it. And yeah, let's get right into this video. So first, I want to say thank you to my Kelsey girl for even giving me you should go ahead and do this. I was talking with her the other day, and I was telling her how some of you guys have been asking me to share about my healthcare journey, and I was like, I have not accomplished my goals at all. And she was like, you need to share that. People want to know. People want to see a real version of creators, and I completely agree with that because that's what I want to see too from my favorite creators. I get respecting space and respecting what people do decide to share, but if you're willing to share, I want to know. I want to know the real stuff, not just all the all the glam and all the girly things. Let me start washing my brushes. I'm gonna try not to have the water running while I'm talking because I don't want the water to drown out me talking. But I'm going in with just regular Zote cleaner. Y'all, it's busted and disgusted, but this is the best brush cleaner. It's in the laundry detergent section, and it's really affordable, under $5, I think. There's a pink version and a white version. I used the pink version for a long time, but the white version cleans your brushes better and actually gets your brushes completely clean, especially if you're using permanent or waterproof products that can stain your brushes. And then I have a brush cleaning mat from Sigma that I picked this up 2016, so I've had it for almost 10 years, but that's what I use to clean my brushes. Let's go. So let's start out with my goals for myself. So if you don't know me, hi, my name is Chelsea. I have 3 girls. Their ages are 11, 8, and then 3. So my last daughter I had in 2021. I'm also almost 40, okay? I will be 40 in September. So my entire life, I was never the girl that was naturally skinny once I hit puberty. So I come from a side of voluptuous women. We got hips, butt, and thighs on both sides, okay? So in 10th grade, I started working out because I was like, I'm a cheerleader, I want to stay in shape and all of that stuff. I say I like to give you kind of a background of just my journey with fitness in general. All throughout college, and then in young adult life, I worked out, my eating was never really the strictest, but I felt like I managed it pretty decently. So of course I started having kids, and my first child, I had her when I was 28, bounced back like nothing. My second child I had when I was 30, and I was actually smaller when I got pregnant with my second child than when I got pregnant with my first child. However, I noticed that weight did not fall off as easily with my second compared to my first. Okay, so we get into shape, well, I should say we get back into shape, and things are great. Fast forward to 2020. We all know what happened in 2020. That was also the year that we decided to have our third child. So that it was going to be a journey in terms of like weight loss and things like that, because I'm like, I'm older and I remembered how it was when I was 30 when I had my second child. All right, so have a Riley girl, and it's been a journey since then. So I would say in 2022 and last year, there were points in the year where I had gotten down to the weight that I wanted to get down to, mostly through diet. My exercise game, I fell off on before 2020 and really never picked it back up. So, this year, I would say like New Year's. I remember waking up New Year's Day and being like, Chelsea, we have got to get it together. Last fall was a doozy and a lot happened. My dad had a triple bypass surgery early September. And then mentally, I just had a lot going on. Like, you know, just those times in your life where it's a lot going on in your life and you're just trying to manage. So I feel like between like September and New Year's, my coping mechanism was definitely eating. Like, that's how I managed. And even though that wasn't the best way to manage, it's just how I managed. Thankfully, I didn't gain a ton of weight, but I definitely gained enough weight to where I was not able to fit all the clothes in my closet, and I just physically felt very uncomfortable. So that's what led me into like this next cycle, or this next journey, this next phase of my journey. Was supposed to start January 1st, January 2nd. And I never really like got on it like I wanted to get on it. And then I would say early February, my sister sent me this video of the creator Grow with Joe. And she's like, oh my gosh, Chelsea, I stumbled across her her weight loss journey after her baby, and it sounds so similar to yours. And I was like, okay. She's like, I think you should listen to it. You know, I think you'll find encouragement from it. So, and if I can remember, I'll link Joe's story down below. Her story was almost identical to mine, except for she gained 50 pounds with her baby. I didn't gain 50 pounds, but like the other stuff was very similar. That's how I found Grow with Joe. So she's the creator whose workouts I do. And I would say like 95% of the time, if you see me working out, I'm doing one of her videos. And I love them. They're like upbeat, they're easy to do, they're challenging enough, but they're also like not so challenging to where you won't have the energy to come back and do another one. What I learned with Joe is that her workouts are based on keeping your heart rate in its fat burning zone. So with that means that your heart rate's gonna get up, and then she's gonna take it back down to where you don't fully recover, but you recover enough to stay in the fat burning zone versus going over the fat burning zone and now you're like burning potentially muscle, which you don't want to do in your workouts. And so that's what makes her workouts to me more approachable and more sustainable. So I've been consistently working out 4 to 6 times a week for 2 months now, and I'm really proud of myself because before I would say 2020, I couldn't tell you when was the last time that I kept a steady workout for that long. Actually, I take that back. No, I was about to say, I think it was 2022, the workout bug hit me, but it lasted like a month and then I fell off. So yeah, this has been the longest that I've consistently worked out this many times a week for this long. And now I can like comfortably say it's a part of my daily regimen. I make time for it. It's a part of my self-care. So it's a requirement in my day. And if I don't work out, it's either like I'm just needing a break day, or I'm so exhausted that rest is more important than the workout. But most days, I find the time, I make the space. A lot of times when I work out, it's late at night. Like if you follow me on Instagram, I post in my stories every day that I work out, and I actually, I post the data from my Apple Watch, and you can see the times that I'm working out. And a lot of times there are 10 o'clock at night and later. I know that's not the best time to work out because I already know people are gonna be like, you should not work out that late because you're about to go to sleep. My mom gets me all the time, but at the same time, I'm like, if that's the only time I can work out, then I'm gonna have to do that. So, and just as an FYI, I am so open to any feedback that you all give me, but also know that I'm trying to do the best things that fit my life. So some of the feedback that you all give or that you wanna give, based on how you hear me talking, please consider what you're saying when you decide to give the feedback. And I know I'm putting my own business out here, so that I'm also opening doors for people to provide feedback. But as a working professional, I have one full-time job and I work multiple part-time jobs. I'm married, I have 3 young children, and I'm also a creator. There is not a lot of time for me to do things in a more traditional way. So ideally, I would love to be in the bed by like 9:30, sleeping until 5 or 6, and then starting my day. Absolutely not possible with how I do things, okay? So, you know, please be considerate of that when you decide to give your feedback. And even if you give feedback, I mean, I'm not gonna let you know if I, you know, if I followed or not, but I know sometimes people want to give you what they know is best, and it's like, yeah, that's great, but it doesn't fit my life. So just putting that out there, and that's not even just for me. I think that's just something to consider in general when dealing with other people. I know sometimes, like, you know, people want to give you what works for them, but if that doesn't fit your lifestyle, then don't be afraid or even ashamed to be like, that's great for you, that doesn't work for me, so I have to do things that work for me. Because at the end of the day, is it better that I work out, or is it better that I don't work out because I'm gonna be working out too late? And in my opinion, it's better that I work out and then work on what else I can do in that day so that I can get to bed early and then, you know, also work out early. So very happy about that. I'm proud of me being able to work out consistently. I've seen benefits and changes, and I have more energy, I have more stamina. Look, I think the peaches is peaching, okay? I was looking at myself the other day and I was like, okay, she's kind of sitting up right. So I am happy for those changes and those benefits that I'm noticing from working out and doing it consistently. Now, here's where I need a lot of improvement. Girl, it's the eating, okay? It is the eating. And I said I was not gonna have this water on this whole time, and I've been having this water on the whole time. My apologies. So these are some of the things that I've noticed about myself. Number 1, I stress eat. Number 2, I eat when I'm technically not hungry, but I feel like I should be eating. So for instance, there may be some days where I'll eat around, let's say I eat like around 2 o'clock. So I eat like a late lunch, okay? And then let's say dinner time rolls around. And I'm like, I can eat, but I'm really not hungry. I'll still eat dinner because I'm like, but you know what? I should eat dinner because that's what I should do. Because then what if I get hungry like later on? So it's better that I eat now. But I probably should just consume something really light and then just call it a night. And then the third thing that I've noticed that I do is that I do not drink enough water. I am terrible with drinking water. And you wanna know why? Because I hate to go to the bathroom all the time. And especially like Mondays and Wednesdays. So I'm in class Mondays from 9 to 1. If you don't know, I am a science teacher. I teach anatomy and physiology. So I'm in class from 9 to 1 on Mondays. So like on a day like that where I'm in class back to back to back, I am not drinking water because I don't have a lot of time to go to the bathroom in between classes. And then like I hate having to go to the bathroom and really get the urge to go to the bathroom while I'm in the middle of teaching. Like nobody wants to be like, excuse me class, I've got to go to the bathroom real quick. I could, but I just feel like no. So on those days, granted it's just one day a week that I'm like consistently busy like that. Like I know it's going to be a day like that. But there's other days, obviously, where it's like, okay, I got meeting after meeting, or, you know, you just get caught up in work and stuff. And I don't want to have to break and go to the bathroom. But I also understand when I'm hungry, sometimes those hunger pains could be because I'm dehydrated. I also know that if I'm that dehydrated, I have, and this is something I've learned, I have no control of my sugar cravings. And then I also don't have control of like, I need to make sure I'm only eating to be satisfied and not to be full. So those are some of the things I've really paid attention to with myself recently. And I'm like, all right, this is what you know, so this is what you can work on. Something else that I want to improve upon, this might be a little TMI, but like, if you know me, you know that a lot of things don't embarrass me, and I don't get embarrassed talking about a lot of stuff. Hence is why I teach anatomy and physiology. I be so gassy, and it's terrible. It is like the worst gas ever. And if you, okay, and not every pregnant woman has maybe experienced this, but if you've been pregnant or you've had a baby and the gas that you have while pregnant or postpartum, it'd be like that. And ain't no baby been up in me or out of me in 3 years. So I want to also figure out what the heck is making me so gassy. Some foods I've pinpointed, and it's made me really sad because it's some of the foods that I love. Like, I used to be able to eat broccoli and cauliflower, no issue at all. I love broccoli and cauliflower, and they make me gassy. If I eat them either together or like if I have them every day. And then I love almonds, tear my stomach up. And I mean, I know nuts are hard on the intestines as well, but these are foods that I've recently, and when I say recently, I would say in the past year or so, I've recently noticed like, okay, my body can't digest these as comfortably as they did before. So I am now on a journey of, number one, really trying to eat better. And I more so want to find the foods that work for my body that's not going to cause a lot of, not just a lot, but that won't make me gassy or bloated, and that will make me feel satiated but also comfortable. Because, for instance, you know, broccoli is a vegetable. It's not one of those foods that most people would consider unhealthy, but it's also one of those foods that does not make me feel comfortable because of the bloat and the gas that I experience after eating it. Dairy, I know dairy and we ain't been friends in a hot minute. Sugar and like sugar hates me. And I love it. I really do. I'm not a huge dairy person. Like, I don't have to have dairy like that. And I'm trying to think now, like there's really no dairy product that like I consistently have to consume on a daily basis. So like eliminating dairy or cutting back on dairy, that's not an issue at all. It's the sugar for me. It's my sugar cravings, and then it's also trying to figure out how to balance my eating on those busy days. So when it's like Mondays are hard days for me because I've got class from 9 to 1. So, you know, it's waking up, getting kids ready. Well, Maddie and Emma get themselves ready, but Riley, getting her to daycare, and then I'm in class 9 to 1. A lot of times by the time 1 o'clock hits, because I haven't been drinking water, I usually don't eat breakfast. I'm hungry. Like, I am hungry. So trying to figure out like what are snacks that I can eat, because there are some days where I can go the whole day without eating, but then there are some days where I'm like, okay, I want something to munch on while I'm doing busy work, you know, going to work, because I sit at a desk basically if I'm not teaching. And I want the foods to be low sugar, high protein. And is it bad that I want it to also taste good? Like, I don't want to eat foods that are so bland. Like, I don't need to have the most flavor, but I want to eat something that I look forward to eating. Like, when I think of eating it, I don't go like, ah, because that's also a problem. Like, I know the foods to eat that will help me lose weight. If I could say I know how to lose the weight, but the struggle now is that my sugar cravings and my desire to eat right are currently overriding what I know to do right. So I feel like with my working out, I have basically just maintained where I'm at. I haven't lost anything. I've gained maybe, like I said, I feel like my butt's sitting up a little bit more, but that's pretty much it. Like, I haven't really done, physically, nothing has really changed for my body. Still not fitting the clothes. Girl, summertime is basically here. I got so discouraged over the weekend because just this past weekend, we went to South Carolina for the day and we spent the night. And so it was gonna be like over 80 some degrees. So it was gonna be hot. And I was like, this would have been the perfect day for me to like throw some shorts on, my flip-flops and a tank top. I could not wear my shorts. Couldn't wear them. And the ones that I could actually like button up and close up were so tight and uncomfortable. And I'm like, I'm that person that even if something fits tight, I still want to feel comfortable in it. It's kind of, you know, it may look tight, but I want to feel comfortable in it. If I can't feel comfortable in it and it's tight, I am not wearing it. And I was just like, it is the end of April, honey. Summer is here and you are not summer ready. And I'm not talking like necessarily a certain size on the number. I just can't fit my summer clothes. And I'm not buying a whole new wardrobe because I can't fit them. So reality has sunk in, like Chels. If I'm being honest, I'm a little disappointed because you've been working hard in terms of like consistently working out for the past 2 months. And you could have been somewhere, maybe even having to obtain my weight loss goals. I could have potentially been there because I don't have a ton of weight to lose. I have about, like to my goal number, I have about 15 pounds to get there. So nothing like obscene, but enough to where, like I was saying, can't fit all the clothes in my closet, especially coming up on these summer months. So, yeah, that's my transparency moment. And I'm looking forward to like what it is I will accomplish in another couple of months. So what I do know I'm gonna start doing, definitely have to start drinking water. And I think what I'm gonna do is like on Mondays, for instance, or like days where I know it's gonna be a busy day, I may not have all the time in the world to like go to the bathroom. On those days, I'm going to drink water before getting to work, getting into meetings or something like that, and then just, you know, have to carve out the time throughout my class or, you know, in between classes or in between meetings to go to the bathroom. Because then that way, when I do finally have a break to eat lunch, I won't be so starved. And then I'm also gonna start tracking what I eat so that I can pinpoint what are the foods that are making me really gassy, making me really bloated, and so I can try to figure out what those foods are. One of you guys, I was talking with you all, and you asked if I went to a nutritionist, and I did have a nutritionist, this was a couple years ago. I didn't like them, and it might just have been that person. I felt like I was more so in a therapy session, but they would never give me actual tools. Like I told them like straight up, you know, I'm trying to eat more healthy. These are the areas where I feel I don't have help in, and that's why, you know, I'm here. And it would always just be them talking about like, well, how do you feel today? And why do you feel you ate that? And I understand that's a big part of it. Even if you are asking me like, all right, Chelsea, why do you think you had a bad eating week? Okay, we can talk about that because I do need to figure out the mental aspect of it. But then give me some suggestions. And she never gave me like, okay, Chelsea, I know you said that you like to snack. Maybe these are snack options for you. Or Chelsea, you know, here are maybe some foods that are good for you to eat when you're stressed because they help to stabilize your metabolism. They help to stabilize your insulin levels. You know, like I never got that aspect of it. So I stopped going to her. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll think about going to a nutritionist again. I just don't want it to be like that. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm going to a therapy session, but then not getting the tools that I need. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I've washed like literally 2 makeup brushes because I don't think I could do 2 things at once, like talk and then effectively wash. But that's pretty much it. I think what I want to do, because I do want to be held accountable, my sister and I, we hold each other accountable with working out, and I have to give her a lot of props. She's really helped me to get back on a workout journey. And I've been so inspired by her. And she's also my accountability partner with eating as well. Like I messaged her, I think it was yesterday, and I was like, Whit, I really have to get a hold of this and I need your support. And she was like, okay, how do you want me to support you? So I definitely have my sister to lean on too. And I think for you all, I do want to hold myself accountable on here. So I don't really know if I want to do this monthly, like do a monthly update on here I am in my health journey. This is what I've done. I don't know if I want to do this weekly. I don't really know yet. I'll see how I feel about it. I feel like ideally this would be a weekly thing, like every Sunday or every Monday I'll go like, hey, this is how last week worked for me. And, you know, maybe it'd be like a 10-15 minute video telling you guys how the week went, what my struggles were, what I overcame, how I overcame it. I think that's what I want to do. But you guys let me know, what would you like to see? If you don't want to see this content, then I would just kindly ask that you just not say that, because this is content that I'm really passionate about. And I'm also in this new phase of life where I'm turning 40. Perimenopause is like, hey girl, hey. I'm not there yet, but like I can literally see her. In another 10 years, I'm gonna be in menopause, and that's a whole nother health journey that I know is completely different from what I'm used to. So I am a creator who definitely does beauty and I love it, but I'm also a creator that's evolving, and I'm comfortable enough in myself to start to be able to share that with you all. So if this is not the content that you want to see, please know this is not going to be the only content that I'm talking about, but this will be content that I'm incorporating in my channel. And like I said, I would just ask that you not share that you don't want to see this. I would just ask that you not watch it, or if you watch it, just don't comment. Because I want to keep this space positive, and this is a personal journey for me. So even though I'm sharing it here and I'm opening myself up for all the things, the criticisms, the congratulations, the whatevers, I also would like to keep the space positive and keep it just uplifting, because there's a lot of things out there that are going to tear us down on a daily basis. And as much as I don't get a lot of negative comments, I don't get a lot, and I'm very thankful for it. I do get them sometimes, and sometimes I just look at them and I just go, okay. And sometimes they kind of stick and they hit a little home, and doesn't feel good when you want to be transparent and open up, and then people say something that, you know, they could have kept to themselves. So I just would ask that whatever comments that you decide to leave down below, however you decide to engage with each other, just keep it positive. Whatever you say to someone else, if you would like for someone to say that to you, then by all means, go ahead and comment it. But if you wouldn't want to hear that about something you're really personal about, then don't make those comments down below. And I feel like when it comes to like people's weight and, you know, weight loss journeys and health journeys, people have a lot of negative commentary based on what they think. Like the average person might look at me and be like, oh my gosh, Chelsea, you look great, or you don't need to lose weight, what are you talking about? Or you don't know what it's like to lose X amount of weight. And you know what? All of those things might be true. But if I don't feel comfortable in my skin, if I can't fit the clothes in my closet, and therefore that makes me feel uncomfortable and it makes me feel insecure about how I feel on the inside, then that's something that I should want to work on. Because at the end of the day, I should feel comfortable in my skin. It shouldn't always be based on tangible things, but I should be able to wake up in the morning and feel well rested. Currently, when I wake up in the morning, the things in my body that be hurting, like I'll give y'all an example. If I eat sugar at night, and when I say sugar, I'm not just talking about like desserts or anything like that, just any type of food that has processed sugar in it, be that pasta, pizza, you name it, if it's got processed sugar in it, if I eat that before I go to sleep, and when I say before I go to sleep, if I eat something like that within 4 hours of going to sleep, first of all, I'm sweating all night, okay? Secondly, my feet are going to feel like they're on fire from the inside out. Like they are gonna be so freaking hot. And then the third thing that's guaranteed is that when I wake up in the morning and my feet touch the ground, they are going to ache like nobody's business. So these are some of the things that I've been feeling the past couple of years that I'm like, okay, honey child, you're not 25. Because you can eat a whole box of pizza at 25, go to sleep 10 minutes later and wake up 2 hours later and be ready to go and feel nothing. I can't do that now. So when I'm talking about my weight loss journey, that's why I haven't really said too much weight loss. I haven't surrounded this by necessarily weight. It's more so about feeling my best and feeling better on the inside out. So I know if I tackle my eating, by default, if I tackle my eating, I'm consistently working out, I am gonna lose weight, but I'm not putting a number out there. Notice I didn't tell y'all my goal weight is this. Like, I have a goal weight in mind, but if I don't reach that goal weight, but I lose some weight, I feel good about myself, I feel stronger, I feel healthier, I'm not as lethargic, then I mean, I'm not really as worried about that actual number on the scale as much as how I currently feel on the inside. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope it does. So that's where I'm coming from. I probably should have said that in the beginning of my video, but if you're still watching it here, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And like I said, I would love for this to be a space for us to just further connect on and, you know, just be our best selves, because we can't do all the things if we don't have the energy, if we don't have the physical ability to do it. And I feel like I'm kind of ranty right now, but I think about celebrities, and maybe this isn't a good point of reference, but I think you'll get what I'm saying as I'm talking. I think about celebrities and I'm like, okay, you have these people out here who have literally multiple full-time jobs. Like, you know, their main job might be singing or acting, but then they've got clothing lines, beauty lines, fragrance lines, you know, something dealing with health and fitness. Like, they're doing so much on top of being individuals, maybe having families, maybe taking care of other people. Like, I can't even imagine how the list goes on when you're someone of that status, right? Now, I do know that they have access to things that the commoner like myself doesn't have access to. But at the end of the day, that person still has to have the energy and the physical capability of doing all of these things. Now, they do have a lot of help, but like, they still have to get up every day and show up. And I'm like, no, I don't currently have a life like that, but I do have a lot on my plates. Like my therapist always says, you're sitting here and you're rotating all of these plates. And she was like, your job is to keep these plates afloat and rotating. They might be wobbly, they might even fall. She was like, but you want to be able to pick that plate up and get it spinning again. So I can't physically do all of these things if my body is not in its optimal self, and if I'm not constantly trying to do things to improve itself, listen to it, and then make the changes needed as I mature and get older. Because I do want to live a long life, and I want to live a long, healthy life, and I want to live a long life of like vitality. And you know, when my grandchildren are here, I want to be running around after them and them being like, Grandma, I didn't know you could still do that. And I'd be like, yes, girl, don't doubt your grandma. You know, and I can't do that if I don't make these changes now. So that's why I'm on this health journey, like just realizing that my body is changing, and what I was doing even 5 years ago is not working today. So that's the whole point of this kind of introductory video into my health journey. I don't think every time I put a video up like this is gonna be this long, but hey, it might be, just depending on how I'm feeling. And I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to say. So I'd love to hear your comments down below. If you're on a health journey yourself and you want to share, by all means, feel free to share down below, because I definitely draw inspiration from you all just in general, but I do draw inspiration from you all when I hear things that you all have overcome, what you're struggling with and what you're working on, because we all have something that we're working on and we're trying to improve upon and just be our better and best selves. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you are still watching it, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you haven't yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl Squad, because we'd love to have you. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.